They never existed in physical form.
They only exist in spirit form.
What up, guys? Bobo here with BrassReel Movie Reviews. And thanks for coming back for some more popcorns. Just saw a screener of M3GAN last night, or M3GAN. Sorry, had to throw that joke in there. But M3GAN, Model 3 Generative Android. Gotta say, that's a pretty genius name. So right after I got home, I had the super urge to watch these bad boys. Yeah, because that's what it was. It was like a hybrid between iRobot, Chucky, or Child's Play, and Terminator. But it was actually done in a good way. It wasn't in a rip-off fashion. So this is brought to us by Blumhouse and Atomic Monster. Jason Blum with Blumhouse, everybody knows them. They're sort of like running horror movies these days. But you also have James Wan, who has his production company, Atomic Monster. And just recently, they had come out with the news that those two companies, Blumhouse and Atomic Monster, are merging. And this was their first big project, M3GAN. And I think it's a great launch project for their hybrid company. So look, if you've seen this trailer, it's exactly what the movie is, and it's enjoyable for that reason. Not only did I have a great time with this, but the audience had a really good time with it too. Tons of audience interaction, and it was full. And James Wan not only produced this with Jason Blum, but he also came up with the story. I don't think he did the screenplay, he just wrote the story of it. It's actually directed by Gerard Johnstone, starring the wonderful Allison Williams, up-and-coming Violet McGraw, who was great, and then the showstopper of all, the girls that played M3GAN, Amy Donald, Kimberly Crossman, and Jenna Davis. Look, the way M3GAN was portrayed on screen in this movie was not only phenomenal, but it was creepy as shit. M3GAN's the star of this film. You want M3GAN the whole movie. Every time she's on screen, or it's on screen, you're loving it, and it's just such a good tension. And their approach to this sort of AI doll taking over is awesome. Yes, it's influenced by Chucky and Terminator and iRobot and stuff like that, but it's also its own thing. The only thing that's connected to Chucky is the fact that it's a toy doll. The only thing that's connected to Terminator really is the fact that it's like a robot evil toy doll. And the only way it's connected to iRobot is the fact that AI is starting to think for itself and getting out of hand. And that's the real thing of this movie. It's a cautionary tale about, hey, watch your kids with their devices because they're gonna become spoiled brats and they're gonna take over you. But it's still a great horror movie and you have a lot of fun with this. Also, lots of comedy done by M3GAN, the doll, like, because she's an AI doll. She starts adapting all the personalities around her and things around her, so every time she's talking to you or just moving on with the day, she's adapting and learning more and more and more. So it's not just like a robot doll that talks like this. She's got a full-on personality and she's got a cynical sense of humor. But as the movie unfolds, it's the whole thing of the AI starting to think for itself and the dangers of that in general, and the dangers of what happens if your children get too attached to that AI. Allison Williams plays the little girl's aunt, and she's the creator of all these like innovative toys, cyber toys. And M3GAN is the thing that she's really been working on. And of course it takes storm all over and they're trying to mass market it and everything like that. But obviously things start going wrong. The movie even starts off with like a commercial, just like the Child's Play remake, which I loved, by the way. But man, when M3GAN gets implemented into the child's life, because the little girl's parents die and the aunt has to take her in. So M3GAN starts like becoming the friend, but then she starts becoming more of like a co-parent, starts being a nanny and educating, and she just starts dominating the little girl's life to where it starts to become dangerous, and M3GAN is not even listening to Allison Williams now. It's creator. M3GAN has to sit on this charging pad like right in the little girl's room, so she's just sitting there while the little girl's sleeping. It's just creepy as hell. And the fact that they've got this sort of AI look on the face, but the body is being portrayed by actual real people, and that combination of the two, it works really well. I'm telling you, every time M3GAN's on screen, it's creepy. They do another cool thing in this movie by incorporating a lot of very popular songs from the past and present day. But not only are they incorporating them into the movie, they're being incorporated by M3GAN. It's hard to explain, you just have to watch it. But it's hilarious, nostalgic, and very creepy all at the same time. It's just really badass how they did it. I'm sure you see a scene in the trailer where M3GAN's like all in the forest and stuff like that, and that's really creepy. All the cinematography and all the shots of M3GAN are phenomenal, and they really do portray her as just creepy. The only few gripes I have about the film are a couple of logical points, like I don't believe they'd be just letting M3GAN out in public like this the way they do in this movie. The aunt is just a little too lax with a couple of things here and there, and I understand a lot of that is just for exposition so they can move fast through the film. But for me, I would have preferred them take a little more time with it and figured out how to transition that stuff a little more logically to where we would believe it. It's not a fake movie. There's just a couple scenarios I'm just like, I'm not sure that that would really happen like that. And there's a couple of things that you sort of see coming almost from the very beginning. Like they do the whole thing that Anshul likes to refer to as Chekhov's gun. Well, they'll implement something in the beginning and then they'll do a callback to it later to where it's like a big part of the ending finale. And there was something in this to where it was pretty clear and evident what was going to happen, but it still was awesome the way it went down, and it didn't make for a bad movie. I just wish it wouldn't have been so obvious that, oh yeah, that's going to come in later. But my main gripe with it is just the fact that it was PG-13. I really wanted it to be R. If it would have been R, it would have just notched it up just to that right point to where it's just super intense, because the intensity was there, but it needed to be more there because it felt just a little safe in moments. Like they were about to do something, it was like, oh, you had an opportunity, but you didn't do it. Like all the kills are pretty much off screen. There's very little blood, things like that, which you don't have to have gore to have a great horror movie, and it doesn't even have to be rated R. But for me, as much as you can make it more R, the more you can get closer to that fear. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can always feel when I'm in the middle of the movie being like, you know what? I think this might be rated PG-13. Because I didn't know it was PG-13. Same thing happened with The Invitation. But overall, this movie is really great. I definitely enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to watch in the theater with an audience. It didn't blow me away or anything like that, but I did enjoy it. I am going to put it into the collection. It's a little bit of a slow burn in the beginning, but that's just because you're getting to know everybody. But it's not slow. It's just, it takes a second for it to build up to M3GAN starting to be scary and everything like that. But once it pops off to the end, it's badass. The third act's awesome. And obviously the dance and stuff that she does in there, greatness. But everything out of M3GAN is greatness. Her humor, the dialogue, all of it is super well done and really creepy. So M3GAN, I'm giving it real decent. Well, that'll do it for this review, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you can help us make it to the top. Also, look for our podcast on Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 o'clock Central Time. And as always, if life gives you lemons, make some hot, fresh popcorns.
What are you?
I'm M3GAN.
Baby.